Star Squad, what is up? It's your boy Blue. Come back to you guys today with another video. So it's 2025. You haven't collected since 1999. You missed a few years. You missed a few sets. You missed a few eras. You want to jump back into the hobby. We are wondering, what sets have I missed? Well, if you're wondering what that was, I made a video about it about last week. But you're wondering what happens when I open the cards. What kind of cards can I get? Are they still holos? Is my holo Charizard worth anything? Most likely, if you kept it in your binder out of a sleeve, or you played around with it when you were a kid, probably not, but that's a conversation for a different time. I'm gonna get you up to speed with a little crash course of what to expect if you open a pack from the last 25 years after the Wizards of the Coast era. So after the Wizards of the Coast era ended, Pokemon took over printing. So what does that mean? They decided to add in their first, unique thing into the TCG. They gave us the EX card, and this would change the hobby forever. They gave us Gold Star cards in this era. I think of Gold Star Rayquaza. I think of Gold Star Latias, Gold Star Mew. Two amazing types of cards, especially the e-reader EXs. These were the first iteration of shiny Pokemon to us. So the EX era comes and goes, and Pokemon introduces the next era. Generation 4, Diamond and Pearl, we get the next TCG. They introduce Level X cards. You have Level X Empoleon, Level X Infernape, Level X Charizard. So many Level X cards, and this was really the main card released during this time. It was really just a more modern, updated art style of the EX card from the EX era. And the same thing continued into the Platinum 4 sets that released. It was Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, the same type of card through the 3. And then after that came Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver completely threw EXs out of the window, and instead they gave us Prime cards. I think of the Prime Umbreon, I think of the Prime Ursaring, cards like that. They had like a cool border. It was almost like a rebranded holo, and they gave us a really unique thing that we've not seen in the hobby since. First iteration of break cards. You literally could combine them together and they were playable. Two really cool sets, two really cool cards to collect from that era. And then the Heart Gold and Soul Silver era comes and goes. Pokemon introduces the Black and White set. It gave us the full art card. This would send the hobby down a path it would never return from. The first ever full art card came out in Black and White base, the Reshiram and the Zekrom. And Black and White also gave us the first gold cards. They weren't full art gold cards, ironically, like we know them today. It was a normal card that was literally bordered gold. It was colored in a different way. It was pretty cool. They were very hard to pull. I've only pulled a couple, and they're very expensive. They are case hits, crazy cards. But Black and White changed the game, gave us full arts. So then Pokemon goes, boom, next set, XY. XY was more of the same. It kind of just continued the full art vibe, but then it brought Megas into the playable game. So then there's the Mega cards, which is a whole bag in and of itself. I've talked about Megas a lot. I think Megas, when the new Pokemon ZA game comes out, are going to shoot up in value. That whole XY era is. But it introduced us Megas, it introduced us full arts, and it introduced us the first ever secret rare, almost first iteration of an alternate art, but they weren't considered alternate arts. Gold card in the Mewtwo from Breakthrough. Yes, I know that there's the full art gold Zekrom and Reshiram in Legendary Treasure, but I consider that Mewtwo to really be the first gold secret alternate art card in the hobby. X and Y comes and goes, and Sun and Moon comes out. Sun and Moon gives us the GX card, gives us the Tag Team card, introduces us to the Rainbow Rare full art cards, and it introduces us to the alternate art. They give us the Latios, the Latias in the heart shape, one of the most expensive cards in the modern hobby. Then we get the Sword and Shield era. It introduced us to VMAX cards, which is the Dynamax mechanic. It made these Pokemon extremely massive in the video game, and it brought it to the card game. With that, they continued full art gold cards, they continued rainbow cards. It took a little bit of a break for some reason, I'm not sure why, but they introduced the alternate art again in battle styles with the Sleeping Tyranitar, the Empoleon, the Urshifu V and VMAX, finally giving alternate arts back to us. The best thing they ever could have done, because as you know, it goes Chilling Reign with the Blaziken, and then it goes Evo Skies with the Rayquaza and the Umbreon, and Lost Origin with the Giratina, and Silver Tempest with the Lugia, and I could keep going on and for days. But they also, in Astral Radiance, give us the Trainer Gallery. Basically, alternate versions of alt arts that come out of non-hit code card packs. A really cool thing that the Sword and Shield era introduced to us. Fast forward a couple of years, we get the Scarlet and Violet era, the modern Pokemon era. And for some reason, they got rid of the rainbow cards. It was 2 generations. It was probably time to phase that out. But Scarlet and Violet brings back the EX era. Pokemon took the popularity of alt arts from the Sword and Shield era and really overdid it in the Scarlet and Violet era, making so many illustration rares, the whole illustration rare gallery, and then making so many secret illustration rares to where secret illustration rares were being pulled so much. In the Sword and Shield era, they were being pulled 2, 3 in a case. Now you're probably gonna pull one every other box most likely. Unless a prismatic evolution, then you're not pulling anything in any packs, but that's neither here nor there. So you're caught up on every type of card that has been introduced over the last 25 years. Oh, I forgot V-Star cards. I probably forgot a couple of cards, the V-Stars and the extra things and the gold V-Star alt arts from Crown Zenith. But for all intents and purposes, the main cards from each generation, the new quote-unquote gimmicks or the new metas were introduced. So now it's 2025 and you go to the store, and what can you expect? You open a pack, you still have your commons, you still have your uncommons. Commons are denoted by a small circle in the right-hand corner. Uncommons are denoted by a diamond in the bottom right-hand corner. And then you have your rare cards, which is a star, the classic star from back in the day. Unfortunately, there's about 5 levels past that now, and you have so many types of rarities. So many people just collect promo cards that it's a whole different section of collecting. It is an entire type of card that hasn't really changed since 1999. It's probably the one constant that you would recognize from that time. But my piece of advice, if you're new, if you're getting back in after 25 years, is take it slow. I know it can be exciting. I know you're gonna get a lot of shiny cards, a lot of full art cards. Do your research, be careful, buy from trusted sellers. Just do your research is all I can say. Make sure you know what you're getting. Make sure you know what you want to collect. Be very specific in how you collect and how you approach it. Some people just collect singles, right? Oftentimes people say, go just buy the single of the card that you want. I think ripping's more fun. I like to say that. I like to live by that statement. It's the rush of pulling the card out of the pack, out of the store. It's unlike any other feeling in the entire world. But just please, 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 just take it slow. You'll be great. Welcome. It's a crazy time right now, but it is an exciting time. In Start Squad, it has been your boy Blue, and that's all I got, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.